Hey, G.I. Joe fans. Here we're doing our regular G.I. Joe review of this week, where we're doing a double feature on the 25th and 50th anniversary of Firefly, the Cobra Saboteur. And, in later issues of the Marvel run of the G.I. Joe comic book, the Ninja Firefly, the Faceless Master. But I will not, that one does not qualify in this video because they never made him, thank goodness, for the updated version. So we don't have to look at that exact Firefly, thank goodness. And, but we do have the original Firefly, the one I like. That's not a ninja. But it's still pretty cool. But before we look at Firefly and go into more of the Firefly character, we're going to do our shout-outs of the week, which is starting at 48 South Loudon Street, which is the home of Back to the Media, which is where you can get all, and I do mean all of your video game needs, from the Atari all the way up to current systems. Sorry, I was making sure I get the grenades separated, or the landmines separated. But Back to the Media is where you can get all your video game needs from the Atari all the way up to current systems, games for each console, and so on and so forth. And you could also get magazines and comics and DVDs, CDs, records, cassettes, VHSs from there, so definitely check them out. Sorry, I had to get a drink. But if you can't get it at Back to the Media, or you just need your console or gaming computer, or your computer or laptop fixed, you can go to Play It Again Games on Middle Row, right behind the Cecil on Valley Avenue. Get that all done here in Winchester. And if you're looking for toys and collectibles, you can go to 115 South Loudon Street, which is the home of Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles here in Winchester. I mean, I got this version of Firefly off of Amazon, where I got the 50th anniversary in a 3-pack from Time Travelers. You know, so just like a half 50-50 Time Travelers video. But you get all kinds of G.I. Joe and Transformers and He-Man and Masters of the Universe and so on and so forth at Time Travelers. I would highly recommend seeing Charles and going in there and getting what you can get. But start your collection off right there. And if you have a toddler and you're wanting to work on their problem solving skills, their their puzzle solving skills, not computer skills, but their puzzle solving skills, go to Tinker Toys at 106 South Loudon Street here in Winchester, all on the Walking Mall. The 3 biggest parts is right there in the Walking Mall. You can check them out. And so I would highly suggest going to those 3 as well as to Play It Again Games on Middle Road. But if you're doing all that and you're looking for comics, you could go to 80 Weems Lane here in Winchester and go and see 4 Color Fantasies. You're getting all your Marvel, DC, IDW, Image, comic books needs met there. Definitely go and see them. And definitely go and do that. And while you're there, you can go and get that done. But if you're living in the Salisbury, North Carolina area and looking for comics, you could go over to Comic Monsters and definitely check out what they have and see what they have. So go ahead and see them and go and get that done. So definitely check them out. And while you're in that area, or if you're you're in Winchester and you're looking for some Jamaican food, go to Lloyd's Tropical Islands over on Piccadilly Street, right across the street from Hanley Library, and go get all your Jamaican food needs met and get some wonderful conversation from Lloyd and his wonderful staff. If you're looking for tree work done for your yard, and you're living in Winchester, go and check out Mixed Tree Service. Or you can check out Stoneburger's Tree Service. And get your tree service done, work there, get your tree pulled, Get your tree stump pulled or just get your tree trimmed and see either one of them and get some good yard work done at reasonable prices. So definitely do that. And while you're in that neighborhood and you're looking for a bank to go to Bank of Clark or United Bank here in Winchester. Get both of your bank services met. Definitely get them done. And while you're in the neighborhood, definitely do that. And while you're there, get all that kind of work done there. And definitely see what you can get done there. And while you're in the neighborhood and you're looking for car insurance or any kind of auto insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance, go see State Farm or Farmers and get a good quote. And when you leave there, you could go to get that car that you just got insured or already have insured. Go to Sheets or you can go to Handy Mart to get gas for it. Both of them have good made-to-order food there from both places, so you can get your belly full as well as your gas tank full. So definitely check both of these places out. And Cobra Island is a proud sponsor of mental health awareness. So you could go see Robert C. Brown at Healing Grace Counseling Services here in Winchester. And if Rob doesn't have what you're looking for, or you're not in the Winchester area, get a hold of National Counseling Group. You get some good counseling services done there. So definitely check them out. And remember, it's not 5 o'clock somewhere. But every reason I say that, there's a song playing on the radio. But but if you need psychiatry work done and you're in the Front Royal Winchester area, get a hold of Northwestern Community Services. If you're not in the Front Royal Winchester area, go to your local psychiatrist's office, and you can always go there and get that done. But after you leave there, or if you need to text somebody right now because you just have something on your mind or something's going on, get a hold of 741-741 through text message. They got people standing by. Or if you need to hear a human's voice, dial 988. Both ways you could get somebody to talk to. If you need to take care of it now, make sure you either call 911 or you go to your closest emergency room. Remember, you're special, you're important, and you're welcome. But let's go ahead and look at Firefly. We're going to put the 50th anniversary off to the side right now and basically look at the 25th anniversary. And starting with his file card with a picture of Firefly right there when the glare is not there. Cobra logo. It says, Cobra Saboteur, codename Firefly. File name unknown. Primary military specialty is sabotage and demolitions. Birthplace is classified. And the text reads, no one knows what his real name is or what he looks like. Firefly is known by his work, expert in all NATO and Warsaw Pact small explosives and detonators. Always places his charges in the one place that affords maximum damage. There is no question about his infiltration skills, since no one has ever reported seeing him enter or leave any target areas. Well, I mean, of course they wouldn't, because you don't see his face. Quote at the bottom says, even Cobra Commander doesn't know much about Firefly. His fees are paid into a numbered Swiss bank account and are always payable in advance. He makes no guarantees and gives no refunds. So that's pretty cool. So let's take a look at his figure stand. Upraised Cobra logo, codename Firefly. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. And he does have this backpack with a lot of communication and detonation devices on it. And just like the vintage 80s version, his part does open up to reveal more tools of the trade. And it closes it back up. He also comes with his little rifle here, assault rifle right there. And he also comes with a little gun, little pistol, that goes into the holster on his leg. And, of course, a cell phone, walkie-talkie radio. The vintage figure was more of a walkie-talkie. This one, you can say, is more of a cell phone. So let's take a look at the 25th anniversary of Firefly with the light gray uniform. No Cobra logo, Cobra logo right there on his arm. But he's got his gray camouflage outfit with the hits of black, with the black bandolier, grenades on it, pouches all over the place, and for all his dynamite and stuff. His head does rotate the full 360. His arm can raise to about here. He can rotate all the way around, bend at the elbow, rotate at the elbow, and he can rotate at the wrist with his dark gray gloves. He does have the ab crunch feature, and it can move. The real web gear does not hinder it. He can do that, splits about that far. Lift at the leg, double bends at the knee, and his leg can pivot, or his foot can pivot, as well as rotate. So let's gear him up before we put him to the side. Put the little gun right there in his holster. Go in the holster, you stupid gun. Actually, I traded with this gun with the 50th anniversary because it'll fit a little more snugly in his holster on his leg. Well, actually, not that one either. You know, so I'll put this one in there, this gun there, so you can see that gun. Ah. And that gun doesn't even fit snugly in the thing. So let me try this little one again. Well, actually it does. It's still in there. Sweet. But I'm just going to put this little one back in. Try this little one. Because it could go in deeper into the holster. And put his little walkie-talkie on. Put his little radio in his hand. So let's go ahead and look at the 50th anniversary Firefly. And start with his file card, which is same as the usual when it comes with this baseball cap, or baseball kind of file card. It does come with two of them this size, but a language on each side. And of course, you got a picture of Firefly, the 50th anniversary, and of course, I'm going to be reading off of the English version. Cobra Saboteur, codename Firefly, file name unknown. Primary military specialty is sabotage. Secondary military specialty is demolitions. This time they separated. And birthplace is classified. And the file card reads, as does the first one, which is primarily the first paragraph. But it's a little changes. But it says, no one knows his real name or what he looks like. He's known only by his work as the Rembrandt of explosives. See, there's some changes. He has been blowing things up for Cobra ever since Cobra Commander opened up for business. After Firefly launches a sneak attack on a G.I. Joe patrol, he has to quickly flee in the desert when G.I. Joe team members Bazooka and Specialist Dusty gives him chase to close in to capture him. And of course, with his figure stand, upraised Cobra logo with the gold around the Cobra head. The Cobra logo due to it's the 50th anniversary. Firefly on the front. He comes with his backpack, which you could put these two little mines that he comes with right there. One of them right on it, which doesn't fit all that great, but that's what it's supposed to be for. But I like to put them together so that way, you know, I keep them both together. And he does also have a seat on the back side of his backpack for this one knife, which can go right into the book bag. He also comes with another version of that shotgun to come with the first one, but this one is not a collapsible stock on it, as you can see. He comes with a stick of dynamite explosive, another knife that could go on his pants leg, and two guns, one he could hold in his hand and one for his sleeve on his pants leg. He's got two of them. You know, so let's take a look at this Firefly, which he just had the peg right there for the stick of dynamite, his explosives, pouches. It's the same thing, but just darker color. And his articulation is the same, where his head can rotate. His arm can lift about here. He can rotate at the arm. He can bend at the elbow, as you see, and he can rotate at the elbow, as well as rotate all the way around at the wrist. His legs can do more of a complete split, but the ab crunch feature is hindered a lot more with the web gear, and his leg can double knee bend like the original, lift to about here. His ankle can pivot and rotate. So let's gear this guy up. You know, out of the two, I like the 50th anniversary better because it's a darker camouflage, so he's a little bit harder to detect out on the field. You know, so he can actually get his work done a little bit better. But the lighter gray is how he was appeared in the comic and the Sunbow cartoon. And I didn't like the whole ninja concept they did in the later issues of the comic book. But he was an integral part of the whole Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, Headmaster's death kind of thing. Because he did do his... was hired originally to assassinate Snake Eyes by Cobra Commander, but he couldn't do it, so he talked them into doing Snake Eyes to do the work for him. You know, so to really get that going on. So that's how he's kind of entangled in that storyline. You know, as the original assassin set to kill the Snake Eyes, which kind of led to Sartan taking the job and killing the Hardmaster. But these are the two Fireflies I have. I think they're pretty cool. And they did have Firefly in the Rise of Cobra movie where he took his mask off. Or was it Retaliation? It was one of the two. But he could take his mask off and you could see his face, which I didn't agree with, because that wasn't the mystique of Firefly. The mystique of Firefly is you never saw his face. And he was known as the Faceless Master in the Arashikage clan. You know, so really his face, you're not supposed to know who this guy is. Which I agree with in the Cobra organization of keeping him with a non-removable helmet or face mask due to not supposed to know who this guy is. Or their their foot troopers. But this is a great character to have in your collection. Either the 50th or the 25th is kind of good. But if you want to go by the cartoon or the comic book, the 25th version right here is the one to get. But just on looking really, really cool and awesome, it'll be the 50th, Mr. 50th right here. You know, because you get a lot more accessories with them. And than you do with the 25th. But this is still a cool guy to have. He's still a cool guy to lead your Cobra missions. Top tier figure, top tier character, one of the best ever. But he's a very cool character, very cool to have in your collection. I will highly suggest getting him. And I know I say that a lot about a lot of figures. Just G.I. Joe in general always fascinated me. Of course, I have figures that, you know, I say I wouldn't personally own if I had my way. But as a completist and a G.I. Joe fan, I have them anyway. Like Nemesis Immortal and Pythona. You know, they would fit better in He-Man. But I still had them anyway because they're part of the G.I. Joe lineage. Serpentor is borderline. He's on that line. On that very thin line of being nonsensical. But it's pretty cool. The Zombie Vipers are another one I wouldn't have them if they wasn't G.I. Joe and part of the G.I. Joe line and I didn't have this channel. I would pass them up. But guys like this, I would, you know, Firefly out, it would be a must-have for me. But this has been Firefly, and I hope everybody has enjoyed this video, and I hope this video helps you out buy the figure. But and I hope you learn more about it. But drop a like or, you know, in the video, drop a comment. You know, I'm actually trying to do get 300 subscribers by December. I am literally just on the threshold. I'm at 298, 299. You know, so shout this out to your friends. I may have to up it and say 350 by December. You know, so you guys can get out there and get the word out. Drop it on Facebook. You know, drop it on Twitter or X. You know, get it out there however you can get these videos out there. Share them with your friends. And tell them to like, share, and subscribe also. You know, so this has been G.I. Joe. And now you know, and knowing is half the battle. See you in the next one.